Uzziah was an important king of Judah. If this is your case, watch this video until the end and you will meet who really was King Uzziah in the Bible. Well, first you need to know that Uzziah was king of Judah between 792 and 740 BC. He was the son and successor of Uzziah on the throne of the southern kingdom. Here it is worth remembering that after the death of King Solomon, Israel divided into two kingdoms, with the kingdom of Israel to the north and kingdom of Judah to the south. Then Uzziah was king of the kingdom of Judah. Just for you to understand a little more about the historical context of that time, while Uzziah ruled the southern kingdom, and it was during the reigns of these two kings that these kingdoms experienced the longest period of prosperity and power since Solomon's death. The name Uzziah comes from Hebrew and means Jehovah is my strength or strength of Jehovah. Many scholars believe this was the motto of their government. Uzziah is also called alternatively by Azarias and means Jehovah has helped. King Uzziah was only 16 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned for a long period of 52 years. Even there is a possibility that Uzzians have reigned jointly with his father Amaziah since a few years before his death. But the Bible makes no reference to it, although a correct period seems to be required when we study the chronology of kings of Judah. What we really know is that Uzziah was freely chosen by the people to succeed Messiah. When Uzziah climbed the throne, he reformed the defenses of Jerusalem and reorganized the army, bringing new technologies in the rearmament, as his father's foolishness had weakened the kingdom's defenses. King Uzziah also consolidated the position of the kingdom of Judah on commercial routes and reopened ports and important industries. With that, he provided great prosperity to the kingdom of Judah. Uzziah also carried out successful campaigns against the Philistines and Arabs, as well as collecting taxes from Ammonites and other peoples. During his reign, King Uzziah also built fortresses in strategic locations of his kingdom. Uzziah invested a lot in agriculture and cattle breeding. His reputation, due to the following victorious campaigns that he undertook, reached Egypt. Even archaeological excavations accurately confirm the biblical accounts of the period of Uzziah's government. Unlike the northern kingdom kings, Uzziah was not a king who became known for causes of corruption, especially religious corruption. The Bible says that Uzziah began its reign fearing, seeking, and yielding worship of God. He did what was straight before the Lord, and God blessed him. He was very loved by his people and recognized as a great king. For a long time, he mirrored himself in the Zechariah priest, but in a certain moment of his life, inflated by the pride of his triumphs who earned him great power and wealth, Uzziah entered the temple, and contrary to the priests, tried to offer incense on the altar. This right had been conferred by God only to the priests, but Uzziah wanted to claim that right to himself. Then King Uzziah was angry with the priests who tried to prevent him, and still in his fury was wounded by God with a leprosy that soon arose in his forehead. Because of his illness, Uzziah was forced to live the rest of his isolated life, and pass the administration of his kingdom to his son Jotham. Although scholars believe he continued to be the true ruler until his death in a likely correction system with your son. Also, during the period of the reign of Uzziah, there was a great earthquake. This event was marked in the memory of the Jewish people until the post-exile period. The historian Flavio Jose defended an ancient tradition that attributes this earthquake to the act of sacrilege committed by Uzziah. Another interesting thing about Uzziah is it's contemporary with some prophets. Uzziah was contemporary of prophets such as Isaiah, Amos, and Hosea. When the prophet Isaiah had the vision of the throne of God, that was the year when King Uzziah died. Many people understand that the fact that Uzziah was alive somehow prevented Isaiah's ministry and the manifestation of God's glory in Judah. This is an excessive allegory of many preachers and has no biblical basis. The truth is that Uzziah sinned, but was punished by God due to his sin. But undoubtedly Uzziah was a great monarch. He was loved by the people and was a symbol of hope for the Jews. So much so that after the death of Uzziah, many kings who displeased God climbed the throne of Judah and eventually led the people to paganism and poverty. So even with the shame of her last years because of the sin she committed, when Uzziah died, there was a period of national mourning. Uzziah's death left the destabilized nation and the people desperate for some comfort. The greatest king who had ruled in Jerusalem after Solomon was dead, and the crisis had settled in Judah. So it was in this scenario that Uzziah went to the temple and his eyes were opened to contemplate the true king of the nation. The throne of Judah was empty, but the throne of the universe was busy. In that view, the prophet Isaiah understood that King Uzziah had died, but the king of the whole universe was alive forever.